Guess who's back? Insert Eminem song here because, you know, copyright. But it's me. I'm back. Could you tell? Could you guess? Not me. I found out today. 2 inbox messages. What am I? What is this? Ah, double affinity and Barocco tier. Not what I'm interested in today. Yet. I will be checking that after I'm done with these 30 minutes. However, Gauss. Look at him. Look at my beautiful boy. Got Gauss Prime specifically so I could justify getting the skin, because this skin is absolutely amazing. Then now I have to choose between the new one that's coming out and this one, and I'm gonna be sad. No Archon shards, but we can go straight here. Pretty standard, revolves around thermal transfer here, right? Very nice, very nice. Now I do actually have it swapped in the settings, so now pressing it will inflict the cold instead of doing the heat, because usually it's the heat. Or am I dumb? I lied, it's the opposite way. I never change anything to listen to me. Anyway, pretty standard stuff. Oh, let me go here. You got the Incarnon, you got Hitman's Opportunity, Swift Deliverance, and Survivor's Edge, which allows me to get a lot. You have pretty standard build with the Unseen Dread. I become invisible whenever I hit 3 or more enemies. Very nice. I do have Longbow Sharp Shot because this thing's actually really good. I think yeah. Math-wise, it's the better one over who's it? Primary Deadhead. Of course, I don't actually have Serration on, but if I did, it would buff that a lot more. I'm like 99% sure. Anyway, it encourages headshots, and that's what I want. My Saint Scusinator 9000. The astute among you might notice that this is a different name. This is still the same one. I just had to rename it because, you know, perhaps the last name that I had was slightly explicit, and you know, I think it was like 17-year-old me found it funny as hell. 21-year-old me doesn't want to get banned till 2035, so I changed it. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, disgusting or obscene. It's called Finger Banger, but, you know, just in case, I changed it over here to Saint Scusinator 9000. Tomb Finger. Very nice. And then the dual Viscous. Vices. These are extraordinary. Extraordinary. If you do not have the dual Vices, get them. Because, I mean, look, I have Blast, Electricity, and Gas. You can't usually get it like that, you know. You know, because it's Gas and Blast. They both use heat. You'd have to choose between the two. But this, you can get all 3. And the thing is about all 3 of them is that they're all buffed by status damage here. Look at that. Slash, Heat, Electricity, Toxin, Blast, and Gas. And also it has Slash on here as well. And I can get heat from my thermal transfer, though I'm going to be using cold, but I digress. It's good. It's good. And with melee influence, even better. Very, very good on Colervo. Like, absolutely gnarly. Here. Bingle bonkle, dingle dinkle, diggity doo, diggity ba, plam plume pow. There we go. That's that. Same arcans as always. Saint Scusinator, as always, with the Clamora Prism, Certus Brace, and Pod Scaffold. I think the Pod and the Clamora you get from, what's his nuts? Quilonco on Cetus. And then the Certus is from Little Duck on Fortuna. If you don't know who either of those people are, you'll find out. Just know that If you, yeah, just, you know, it is what it is. So we got my Hephaestus build. It's the same as always. It always is. Look at all that crit chance because of Hunter synergy. Look at that, beautiful. And then for some godforsaken reason that I use my Grappler, here's that. Pairs on mods, you know, just because. Yeah. Gauss. Where do you get Gauss from? Allow me to look that up. I forget where you get Gauss. Gauss, drop, location. If I could, you know, not misspell it. Acquisition. Sedna, huh? Specifically the disruption. Do I do a disruption? I don't particularly like disruptions. Yeah, I could do Hydron. Huh. That. Get him from this. Yeah. That's where you get it from. That's where I'll do it. I will need to set a timer for this one. I'm not gonna start until I actually get there, though. So that, you know, I'm being fair. Don't need to waste energy right now. Just because I can. Okay, let me just not. Okay, that's a little bit slow. Let's use my Saint's Gazinator. I'll get some blast over here. Yeah. This is very bad news bears. Super bad news bears, I can't. Super bad news bears, can you die? Please? Holy. It's a lot better if you have Magus Anomaly to lock him down. I just haven't put in the effort in getting Magus Anomaly. Which, whenever you Void Sling, it tethers enemies. Like, makes them completely immobile. Which is extremely good, because, especially against Demolishers, because they can't disable that. As a message from a friend of mine. I say a friend as if I have more than 3. It's my homie. Kidding. That's not good. Okay, as long as they're not tanky, it's good. Oh, you know what? I should be using my dread because it's making me faster, or my draw speed faster. That's like my main. What's my main gripe about it? Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna have to restart. Cancel that. Okay. Not doing disruption. We're just gonna run a survival. Okay. I'm not here to get mad. That's for sure. We're just gonna run this. Because he wasn't even facing me, but putting procs of toxin in my gullet somehow. So. That's a lot better. Look at that. I should also be utilizing my rolling guard a lot more, but yeah. I apologize if you wanted to see the disruption, but I'm not here to get mad at it. I'm just here to play 30 minutes of the Warframe and call it. You know, should I challenge myself? Probably. But again, I'm already doing enough challenges, not bringing in the weapons that I usually use. Even though the weapons I am using are strong, like I'm just using them as it comes, right? Like I would never use Gauss in disruption. Absolutely not. If I'm going on disruption, I'm bringing in an arrows, like point blank. Look at that! Oh my god! Okay. Jeez. Toxin procs. Get some blast damage going a little bit. Perhaps a fun idea would be to go in and like farm each and every one of the base Warframes. Post that. Okay. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that was a blitz that just did that to me. But yeah, like just to go in and see how long it would take. Obviously, there's some that get their base blueprint from a quest, and I'm not gonna go in and do every damn quest. But that would also help me get all the Warframe subsumed that I'm missing. I already have like 30 additional Warframe slots as it is. Did I immediately cancel? I did. The card on the Dread makes Unseen Dread a lot better. Because it has high punch through innately. The only thing that makes me annoyed about her is the fact that she uses that damn dash way too much. See? Rolling, hooting, I am not dying. There we go. It's great utility to have this extra layer. Oh, there, horse, don't be inflicting procs on it now, boy. What's funny, even though I'm running like mostly infested missions and whatnot, boy, that is a lot. That is not my most fought faction. It's actually the Rainier, and that is because of hyper. I wish I could see how many of one mission type, or that specific mission that I've done, because it genuinely must be in the thousands. No hyperbole. I've gone into that mission so many times, and that's like the main affinity farm spot for me, or at least used to be before I found out the tried and true elite sanctuary onslaught, or just regular if it's order you haven't leveled up yet. It's a little bit of everything. Gauss is just one of those rooms where you can get away with using a little bit of everything. Ay. My thing is that I kind of wish that he had some kind of overguard, like augment to give him overguard. Like every augment idea for mock rush, every enemy that you slam into with your mock rush gives you a bit of overguard. Thoughts? I think that goes hard. Because I would love to use Gauss more. It's just that his I guess technically that would make his number 2 redundant, since like, that's damage reduction. But the thing is that it doesn't defend against statuses. So, toxin, like that fart cloud over there, being a dick, very poor for my health as Gauss. Or, like, let's... Damn. instead of like straight overguard, it would give you status immunity instead. Like, let's say you hit 5 enemies in a single mock rush. Status immunity. I don't know. I think every Warframe should have an option for either overguard or status immunity if they have a damage reduction ability that would be made pointless if there was overguard instead. Because I don't want enemy abilities to go by the wayside in favor of overguard. Overguard should not be the end all be all, right? But the reason why I think that is because statuses, like if you've played Elite Temporal, whatever it's called, Elite Temporal, Archimedean something, that's not it. It's ETA as an abbreviation. I just can't remember what the A stands for. Archimedia? Archimedia, I think that's what it is. You know how terrible statuses are. So, and especially with all the other debuffs that you're getting already, I think every Warframe should have some kind of ability that enables them to not worry about statuses. And I don't mean just in like arcanes, because sure, you can equip one of the arcanes from, I think it's from Eidolons, where it makes you like 104% immune to toxin effects. Sure, toxin, but what about all the other ones, right? Including being knocked down. Now, would that make Prime Shroud redundant? I don't think so, because you don't necessarily need to get rid of status effects. It would just be nice to have an option to get rid of them, if that was your prerogative, or mine specifically. I would love status immunity. Some people don't care. They can just run the game, not have to worry about status effects. But like that guy running up on me right there, easily could have one-shot me. I think that would also allow Warframes that otherwise would need like a pretty intensive rework to be able to squeak by a little bit longer without. Of course, that's a band-aid fix, but like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Toxin being able to just blow your brains out without you even knowing what's hitting you. Should you, now is that, you know, a skill issue? Should you be paying attention to your statuses? Yeah. Sure. But also, no. I mean, clearly I'm doing just fine, right? I have means of subverting toxin effects. I just don't like whenever they can get so strong that, you know, they take once and presto blam, your granny gets hit by a bazooka, right? Like that level of the reason why it's even worse in the ETA and the other one, the first one, is because there's things that can increase. I think it might only be ETA actually. It can increase the length of your status effects 3 times over. So like, let's say you get hit with a 3, oh my god. Oh wow, he dodged like perfectly. That was like frame perfect, like the moment. Can you, boy? Damn, I just completely lost my train of thought there. Ah, yeah, the 3 times, like, if you get hit with a 3 proc, say goodbye. If you have no means of getting rid of status effects. Because, like, slash procs, you get hit with, like, 7 of them. You get hit with actually 21 slash procs. Like that. That or just like a status cleansing option. I don't know. Instead of it being just innately. Statuses should just, all Warframe should have some kind of ability to handle status effects. With or without buff. Or at the very least, status resistant, right? Like the kinetic plating, I don't know, have an augment on there, perhaps, where it would also not only make you immune to status, or physical damage, but also statuses. Of course, is any of this... Oh my god. That's my issue right there. Look at that. Look how beautiful I just took all that damage. I swear, sometimes I'm full drawn. I know I am. I feel like it just doesn't sometimes. eventually you'll get high enough level where because those clouds immediately do damage. They don't just proc you. They hit you with the damage the moment that it gets on you. And then obviously the instant trim time will hit you more. But it's like if eventually that's gonna get so powerful where the moment that my damn cubes touch it, it's Jove for me. Completely. At least with Toxin X and Y, it's a lot more manageable because they inflict it first and then it does the damage after. But me personally, that makes it significantly better. Versus the moment that you get touched, it's game over. Maybe that's actually a fix wrong. Make it to where it's all standardized for all the procs. Though whenever you get inflicted by it, there's a slight little grace period in between it being inflicted and it affecting you, so that you have some time to react. Just even like just a second, a single second. I feel like my gameplay through these episodes has shown that seconds count, right? Seconds count. Now, Warframe is not hugely on skill, right? It's just knowledge based, right? But like, I feel like that would play into that appeal of being knowledge-based in the sense that as long as you're paying attention to what's being inflicted on you and you're able to react promptly, you get to subvert status effects, right? Like, you know, but Toxin is the biggest offender because it goes directly to your health. Maybe another thing is the fact maybe instead of it killing you outright, Toxin takes you down to 2 health. And that's it. It doesn't kill you. Kind of like poison in Minecraft. You're pretty damn close. And perhaps to make it still a threat, you know, it would reduce your like increase the delay in your shield's recharge whenever it's active. So it might not kill you. But if your shields also go down, it'll take longer for them to regen and you're at 2 health. Honestly, at least me personally, I would much prefer that because I can still react in time. Like that, like if I were to do that, you know. Instead of just keeling over and having a... Look at that. Look at that. See, that's what I need right there. Beautiful example. I can look at and see my status effects and what's inflicted on me first, before succumbing. But those Osprey clouds or the Nox, those are pretty heavy hitters. Literally just a second of delay for any of the status effects, so that you can get around them without necessarily needing it. See, it's I didn't have time to react. I don't know what that came from either. I don't even know if there was a toxin effect. I don't know if that was an Osprey cloud. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't see it in time. I don't know what that was. Right? because that could have been from an XMI and I just didn't notice. Therefore, skill issue. Perhaps even have a camera effect visual indicator as to when you're afflicted by toxin. Because, I mean, magnetic is obvious as hell, but that's not even exactly a threat except for your energy, which is a threat for some warframes, but that is a very clear indicator that you are being impacted by magnetic. Why not toxin? Toxin is the only other assault bish that's... It's going crazy style. So, for me, it should just be obvious at the very least. But again, even if it is obvious, if it's killing you the moment that it touches you, there's no point. So there should always be a delay. Look at that, bam. Got rid of the magnetic very quickly. Even though it still takes the energy at a set rate after the first thing, I don't have to deal with the rest of the procs I was able to get rid of. Not a huge fan of toxin as well. Though frankly, I don't think anybody's a fan of toxin. Nobody likes killing being like, yo, what even was that? And it was humble toxin that got you. Dude, this just got coming up on the final. Oh my god. That's what I mean, it just came out of nowhere. Oh, it's so scary. They just dash and it could just be over. Just like that. Or the toxin procs don't scale in damage. At least not as high. Right? They with the level. Well, everything else scales super high, but toxin proc should cap at some point, so it doesn't kill you with a single gun. Perhaps that's even the most realistic option, so that you're not changing the how lethal it is. Just cap it. Just cap the amount of damage that it can do in a single instance. Or, even better, health. Of course, I mean, they did add that with persistence, but that requires a slot, and it's only really good on warframes that have lots of health, like Nidus. Grendel is another one. I actually have a persistence group right there that does build on because he has healing options. Well, Nourish has healing options. Maybe some of y'all didn't even know that if you don't play Grendel, but instead only use Nourish because the heal effect on his Nourish is explicitly disabled. Whoa! Ah, you would immediately. Ah, there we go. Booyah. Can you boy please let the arrow go flying after I release? Go. Kick guns are just, you don't really see them that often because they're not super good. But Pax Charge really makes them amazing. That's what's allowing me to have a regenning kick gun instead of having ammo. Pax Charge, absolutely amazing. I only even have mine on level 1 so it doesn't charge as fast as it typically would at level 3. Let me see this. There we go. Okay, stuck on the end. Okay, I'm stuck on geometry. That is 30 minutes. Do again apologize for not doing the disruption. I just, you know, would prefer successful attempts. Regardless, I still think that pretty adequately shows off the capabilities of Gauss. He's just that good, right? Like, he is really good. Should see, we got a little bit this, a little bit that. Yup. 3,000 kills. So you know that a Warframe is really good in Steel Path. If they get roughly around 3,000 kills in 30 minutes. Let's see, for our next Warframe, would you look at that, Grendel. And then you got the EFV-5 Jupiter. Where am I? I'm lost. Where's my... Oh! I forgot. It changed it, so... I used the Euphona, then it's the... Ooh. Who would be you then? Since I changed the name of my Ket gun, it put it down further, so now it would be the Furious. And then the Zoran Prime. Beautiful. But yeah, that's 30 minutes of Grendel. Fittingly, Then the next one up is Grendel. This is how stout this bad boy is. Absolutely love this setup I've got going on. Huge, huge. Anyway, that is 30 minutes though. And I will catch you tomorrow. Perchance.